thinking about just my life that's coming ahead, because I know that this is the start of my life on my own and like complete independence, all my responsibility.
If someone said that college was easy to my face right now, I would laugh and say, when did you go to college? When were you in this age? Like, do you understand anything that we go through right now?
I'm Savannah, I'm 18, I'm from High Point, North Carolina. I'm currently a freshman and I'm considering mass communications as my major. Okay. It's Tuesday at 1 o'clock p.m. and right now I am in the lounge in my dorm. I'm going to do my homework. I actually have a lot more this week than I thought I would. I thought because, we had midterms last week that like things would start chilling out, but no, that's not the case. Transition from high school to college is different than what I expected it to be. I really like the schedule because I can take naps in between my classes. And also I don't have, like a strict 8 to 3 every day, which is so nice. I'm definitely having kind of a hard time like getting to know people and making friends. Because like I said, my high school was so small that everyone just kind of knew everyone. I didn't have to go out of my way to introduce myself. But here I don't know like anyone, so I'm having a hard time with that. So since it's advising week, I was handed this thing to help me kind of plan out my schedule for the next few years. Yeah. See, like, this is the thing that is probably one of the more perplexing things for me to kind of like comprehend between high school and college. Because in high school, you were told what assignments you needed to do that night, or at least like that week, nothing ahead. But see, with college, professors hand out syllabus, hand out a syllabus. And it has everything that's due and when it's due throughout the semester, which is so nice because like I can write in my planner, which is one of my favorite things. I love my planner. But it's kind of stressful because I like to get ahead on my work, and knowing all that I have to do this semester, I just want to keep getting ahead to the point where if I did do that, like I would not be focusing on what I need to focus on at that time, if that makes sense.
My name's Taylor Heisey and I'm 20 years old. So currently I'm a resident assistant in Overlook Hall. This is my first time being an RA. And then I also work as the orientation program supervisor for transition and parent programs. I barely have time to get my classwork done in between the work that I have to do outside of school. It's stunning to me that people think that college is easy now, because it's not. It's just not.
I definitely feel more burned out the further I get into my major, just because like I'm taking 2 or 3 psych classes a semester to get it done in time, because I didn't decide I wanted to major in psych until the fall of my sophomore year, I think, and by then I'd only taken like 2 psych classes, so I wasn't really behind, but I needed to like get going on it, and just having to always take psych classes, like 2 or 3 of them was a lot, and I just need to have some me time and have some time where I'm not doing school and I can just hang out and be a person. that's, yeah, burnout's real.
I don't need you or your brand new Benz or your bougie friends. I don't need love looking like diamonds, looking like diamonds.
Hey, so it's October 14th, I think, or 15th at 11:10 in the morning, and we made it to New York, and we're finally here. So this is just a day trip for us. I'm just like taking a break from being at school and going to New York, because I've never been to New York before, and it was Stephanie's birthday, so we're celebrating that, and this is just a really cool time. So yeah.
Over the summer when I came to UNC Asheville for like orientation or acceptance students day, I knew I would just be there for 24 hours and then I'd get to go home. But then as soon as I was dropped off, I realized like this is where I'm living now, and it was a shock. And then I don't know, I get really excited to go home. When I get home, I'm like, I'm living out of a suitcase in my own home. Like if I forget something back at school, I'm at my home, but I don't have something that I usually have at my home. Also, I don't know, it hits me when I go back that I'm not gonna live there, most likely for more than a few months, which is really weird because that's what I'm used to, and now it's like my hometown rather than my home.
I don't know, I feel like I'm so attached and intertwined with my friends at home that it kind of just creates this vicious cycle where like I'm so attached to them and I don't want to lose them that I don't try to make any friends, but also like I want to have friends here, but because I don't, I attach to my friends at home, if that makes sense.
I'm pretty young for my grade. I just turned 18 and I'm a freshman. So most of my friends are in grades below mine. So they're still at home at high school and like they're talking about things I used to talk about and you know what I'm used to. But then I'm here and I try and tell them and it's like they can't relate or anything. I don't think my parents really understand all of the huge, whole big picture of it. I think they know I'm stressed and I have a lot of work, but I kind of just, I don't tell them about it because I know they can't really relate and they'll just be like, oh, I'm sorry, do you want me to come up there and visit you? Do you want a homemade meal? And like, it's nice, but they just don't truly understand like all the stress I'm under. They can't really relate, I don't know.
I grew up on a farm on the outskirts of Burlington. Technically not in a city, but our address is Burlington, so we're just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And it's just me and my mom and my dad. My parents are actually going through a divorce right now. My mom found out at the beginning of June that they were going to go through a divorce, and that's definitely been my biggest stressor this year, is having to figure out how to deal with that, because my parents have been married for 28 years, and now that's just not a thing anymore. And my dad's moved out, and my mom might have to sell the farm, and that's a very interesting experience for me because my entire life I grew up there and that was like my place. And I've even entertained the notion of raising a family there myself, but it might be gone.
It is October 18th at 1:29 p.m. and here I am looking like even more of a hot mess than I did this morning, because I just got off of a 40-minute phone call with my dad wherein I yelled at him and cried pretty much the entire time because all of my pent-up emotions have finally been released. I'm walking back from the Health and Counseling Center right now. I just had a counseling appointment with my therapist that I mentioned going to see because of my parents' divorce. So that was a really good session. Glad I'm doing it. I've never gone to therapy before, even though I most definitely should have when I was in high school. I just didn't. And I
have never really been to the Health and Counseling Center for therapy before, so this is like my first semester doing that, and it's because I'm falling apart at the seams with all the stress with school and work and jobs and things that I have going on, but also with my home life being as stupid as it is. So it's just a lot to deal with right now. It's definitely affected how I go through my daily life, and I think there's something very wrong with me.
I'm just so frustrated because I have so much to do today still. And I just want to go to bed and sleep for the rest of the day and wake up tomorrow and have this be over. But I can't. I have to keep doing work because I have jobs and people rely on me, and I have class, and I have to be an adult, and I don't want to be.
I think I hide from my parents a lot of what I'm dealing with, and then if I tell them something that is stressing me out and has been for a few months, I'll just kind of mention it casually, and they don't pick up how hard I've been struggling with this, and they just kind of try to brush it off like, oh, that's no big deal, like you can handle it. And I'm sitting here like, I've been dealing with this for 3 months and it's still something that I'm struggling with, and you're just brushing it off, but really that's my own fault for not telling them. But I don't think they understand just how much there is.
I think the stress they put on us is counterintuitive because you lose motivation and like you just burn out of what you want to do and what you thought was like your passion and what you wanted to go in your career in, but they're just like, you need to do this and this, you need to do this class, and then I think it's exhausting.
The most important lesson I've learned in college is to take care of yourself first, because people will always tell you that you're a student first, but that's not true. The fact of the matter is that you're a person first, and you are you first, and you need to be able to take care of yourself before you can do well academically and before you can do anything else that you have planned.